Hi, it's Words Wednesday. Today I'm going to read you just an excerpt from this book I'm reading by the legendary Anne Carson. It's called Autobiography of Red. She kind of reinvented the genre. It's a novel in verse, and it tells in many parts the story of a little boy who is also a winged red monster. His name's Gurion, and it kind of takes ancient mythology and um, creates its own narrative out of out of Greek mythology. So this I'm just going to read you about what the entire book is about, just a little excerpt, so that you kind of see where we are when I read you this piece. Gurion, a young boy who is also a winged red monster, reveals the volcanic terrain of his fragile, tormented soul in an autobiography he begins at the age of 5. As he grows older, Gurion escapes his abusive brother, an affectionate but ineffectual mother, finding solace behind the lens of his camera and in the arms of a young man named Heracles, a cavalier drifter who leaves him at the peak of infatuation. When Heracles reappears years later, Gurion confronts again the pain of his desire and embarks on a journey that will unleash his creative imagination to its fullest extent. By turns whimsical and haunting, erudite and accessible, richly layered, and deeply deceptively simple, Autobiography of Red is a profoundly moving portrait of an artist coming to terms with the fantastic accident of who he is. And I love that, the fantastic accident of who he is. I mean, aren't we all, right? So anyway, this section is section 11. It's called Hades. It begins like this. Sometimes a journey makes itself necessary. Spirit rules secretly alone, the body achieves nothing, is something you know instinctively at 14 and can still remember even with hell in your head at 16. They painted this truth on the long wall of the high school the night before departing for Hades. Heracles' hometown of Hades lay at the other end of the island, about 4 hours by car, a town of moderate size and little importance, except for one thing. "Have you ever seen a volcano?" said Heracles. Staring at him, Gurion felt his soul move in his side. And then Gurion wrote a note full of lies for his mother and stuck it on the fridge. They climbed into Heracles' car and set off westward. Cold green summer night. Active? The volcano? Yes, the last time she blew was 1923, threw 180 cubic kilometers of rock into the air, covered the countryside with fire, overturned 16 ships in the bay. My grandmother says the temperature of the air rose to 700 degrees centigrade downtown. Caskets of whiskey and rum burst into flame on the main street. She saw it erupt, watched from the roof, took a photograph of it. 3 p.m. looks like midnight. What happened to the town? Cooked. There was a survivor, prisoner in the local jail. Wonder what happened to him. You'll have to ask my grandmother about that. It's her favorite story. Lava Man. Lava Man? Heracles grinned at Gurion as they shot onto the freeway. You're going to love my family. So this is kind of at the beginning of the relationship with Heracles, and obviously they're going back to the hometown, but I think the crux of this book is something timeless and totally new at the same time, and really depicts the feeling of loneliness and then also movement beneath the surface. So I really recommend, if you need something to read, you can read it in parts. They're very short, each one. Autobiography of Red. Well, Words Wednesday. Happy Words Wednesday, and I hope all is well. Thank you for listening. Bye.